Hello, got another lot of A-League predictions for you. Week number 12 now, but first look back on week 11 matches. And wow, what a week it was. So many goals scored. In total, there was 20 goals scored in 5 games, an average of 4 goals a game. You don't say that very often. Western Sydney Wanderers against Western United turned out to be a 1-1 draw. 2 late goals in the match with Patrick Ziegler in the 79th minutes and Alan Culver in the 87th minutes. So the two Western clubs sharing the points. 19 to 4 shots for Western Sydney, 4 to 2 on target as well too. Very dominant performance by them, but they unable to find a victory yet again there, as they were coming off 5 defeats in a row, so they managed to finally end that streak. But they all the way in 8th place with 11 points, so they're really struggling this season. Western United, the new club though, doing really well in 3rd place with 17 points now. My team, Wellington Phoenix, played against Sydney FC, the top of the table team. Turned out to be a 2-2 draw, coming from behind after Adam Lafondra opened the scoring for Sydney in the 14th minute. Reno Pisakapo in the 25th minute. Ulyss Davelia in the 37th minute. Also, Stephen Taylor gifted Sydney equaliser 56th minute own goal. And then Davelia had the miss of potentially a decade there. Open goal, but unable to get it in, as we could have even possibly won this match there, which would have been very fantastic. But a draw against top of the table sides, who's only lost one game, 1-8, and that was their first draw of the season. It's not too bad there, as we carried on an undefeated streak for the past 6 games after starting the season with all those losses, four losses in a row, but now 6th place, 12 points. Not too bad, but we need to see if we can push on and make that top 6 when the end of the season comes along. So it was 12 to 5 shots for Wellington, 4 to 2 on target as well too. Melbourne victory won the Melbourne derby against Melbourne City, 2 goals to 1. Ola Toilovin with the 2 goals for the sides. Harrison at Delbridge for City there. 12 to 11 shots for a victory, 6 to 3 on target as well too. Melbourne victory, that was just their 3rd win of the season, and currently sit in 7th place, which is quite low for them, as they're very used to seeing themselves in the top couple of placings. Of course, there's a very long time left of the season to go, still 16 or so matches for them, or even more, I believe. Other matches to take place was Perth Glory against Newcastle Jets, the game of the week. 6 goals to 2. Wow, 8 goals. Diego Castro scoring a brace for Perth. Neil Kilkenny got 1 from the penalty spots. Joe Chinese scored 1 as well. Bruno Foroli scored a brace for Perth Glory as well too. For Newcastle Jets, Topo Stanley got 1, and Kovanik got 1 as well too. In terms of how the scoring went along, it was 1-0 for Perth, and then Newcastle equalised 1-1 before 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, and then 4-2, 5-2, 6-2 as Perth Glory pulled away and ended up bumping Newcastle Jets in the end. In terms of the shots, that was dead even at 12 each, 8 to 5 on target for Perth Glory, but they really made the most of their chances, didn't they, in the game there. And Perth Glory seen themselves in the 4th spot there. It wasn't too long ago since they were the ones at the bottom of the table. But very vile season so far. Well, Newcastle Jets are now the bottom team with those 3 losses in a row. But because it's 11 teams this season, there's lots of movements going along there as other teams have played more games than other teams. The bottom side's only played 9 matches, while there's been sides that's played 10 or even 11, with Western United and Melbourne Victory playing 1 extra game than the others. And the final game, Central Coast Mariners managed to defeat Adelaide United at home 2-1. Very weird victory for Central Coast. Key Royals got them underway in the 4th minute. Milan Juvic in the 42nd minute as well too. Ben Halloran got a goal for Adelaide United as Central Coast Mariners just don't do clean sheets. 17-9 shots for Adelaide, 5-4 on target as well too. And I believe Adelaide being affected by a few key injuries as well. They currently find themselves in the 5th spot, the only team not to have a draw this season, while Central Coast moved off the bottom of the ladder with that victory, just their 3rd of the season. That's not too often they actually get many more wins than that in the entire season in recent years. So they potentially might not get the winning spoon this season, but of course, a very long time left to go. And how we got on with those week 11 predictions, very terrible. I only managed to get 1 game correct, and that was Perth to beat Newcastle in that 6-2 victory. Obviously, I only went for a 2-0 win. Other games, I backed Western United to win the Western Derby for the draw. I backed my Wellington Phoenix team to win, of course, and if it wasn't for that open goal miss, I would have got the correct scoreline as well too. I went for Melbourne City to win the Melbourne Derby, and I went for Adelaide to beat Central Coast there. Okay, so now on to week 12 matches. For the likes of Adelaide United against Western City. Head-to-head seen 9 victories for Adelaide, 6 wins for Western Sydney, and 8 draws. Adelaide with 4 wins and 4 draws in the last 9 matches. Odds for this game, $2 for Adelaide, $3.75 for the draw, $3.30 for Western Sydney. It's been a long time coming for Western Sydney to pick up a victory. So that's why I'm going to go for Adelaide to win here. 3 wins in the last 5 for Adelaide, while Western Sydney 4 defeats and a draw in the last 5 matches. And of course, Western Sydney only picking up 1 win in the last 9 games against Adelaide, with a split between Adelaide wins 4 draws. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Adelaide United on this game here. Next up, got Western United against Wellington Phoenix. Just the 1 win for Western United here. It's Western United's other new team for this A-League season. And that previous game was the very first game of this A-League season, as they were winning 1-0 with former coach Mark Redan in charge of Western United, plus Durante as well too. One of their key players, so trying to get some revenge against some of the former Wellington Phoenix player and coach is there. And odds for this game at $2.20 for Western United, $3.40 for the draw, $3 for Wellington Phoenix. Going to take my team, Wellington Phoenix, of course, here. But it's going to be tougher as it's in Australia. But we've been doing all right in recent matches there. Let's keep an undefeated streak going, and let's pick up a victory. Going to go for a 2-1 win. Next up, we've got Newcastle Jets against Brisbane Roar. 18 wins for the Jets, 13 wins for Brisbane Roar, and 11 draws. Newcastle with 5 wins and a draw in the last 7. Brisbane did win their last match. Odds for this game, $2 for Newcastle, $3.75 for the draw, $3.10 for Brisbane Roar. These two sides not having a good season, as they're the bottom 2 teams on the table, but they've both only played 9 games over the season, while on average teams have played about 10. So it'll be a good opportunity for them to join the rest of the field if they manage to win this game here. But unfortunately for them, I'm going to go for a draw on this match, and that won't help either of them. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up, got Sydney against Melbourne City. 12 wins for Sydney, 8 wins for Melbourne City, and 9 draws. Sydney with 8 wins and a draw in the last 10 matches. Melbourne City did manage to win the other game there. Odds for this game, $1.91 for Sydney, $3.40 for the draw, $3.60 for Melbourne City. Top of the table clash this one, Sydney in the first spot, while Melbourne City are in second. Melbourne City with just 2 wins and 3 defeats in the last 5, so a bit shaky form, while Sydney been doing quite well, 4 wins and they draw against my Wellington Phoenix side in their last match there. Everything suggests Sydney to win this game, so I'm going to go for them to win 2-0. And last up sees Central Coast Mariners against Perth Glory. 20 wins for the Central Coast, 15 wins for Perth, and 6 draws. Perth with 4 wins in the last 5. Odds for this game, $3.75 for Central Coast, $3.60 for the draw, $1.83 for Perth. Central Coast with 2 wins in the last 5, so not too bad for them. While Perth Glory with winning the last 3 games in a row, and a better record against Central Coast. And I'm going to back them to win this game here, and I'm going to go for a big 3-0 victory for Perth Glory on this match here. And that concludes my week's A-League's predictions, and I really should do an A-League stream this week here. It's been busy with Christmas and other things, stream issues and things, but should do a live watch on this week here. Got plenty of days to choose from. Got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Tuesday match as well too, coming up to the new year, so stay tuned. I should do at least one, possibly even more. Just have to wait and see. And let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below about this week's matches in the A-League. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give the video a like. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. And let's get up to 320 subscribers. A little bit of a milestone here for me. And until next time, like and subscribe.